Hello. Hold on.
Oh, look at it. She bought that. Period.
What's the craziest conspiracy theory you think about, but you wouldn't tell? Hello. Hold on. Hello. Hold on.
Oh, look at it. She bought that. Period.
What's the craziest conspiracy theory you think about, but you wouldn't tell nobody?
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You got one tapped in? Craziest conspiracy theory. Pizzagate. They all did that shit. They got the island. Yeah, Bill Gates. Goddamn the first lady. Goddamn the Trump. Yeah, all of them. They tapped in.
Hey, Mike, what's your worst breakup story?
My worst breakup story? I caught him in bed cheating and I whooped his ass.
Oh man. That's sad now. All right, next question. What's heavier, a pound of pillows or a pound of pennies?
A pound of pennies.
Pound of pennies. This is the last one.
He can't even say it. He's gonna dial.
I'm not gonna answer that question.
Normal podcast, a place where we say what everybody is thinking. I am your gracious host, Cedric Allen, and I want to tell y'all thank y'all for being here. If you're watching the video, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the video, to the channel, and make sure y'all share it. If y'all seen the title today and y'all see my thumbnail, it says a whole lot of BS, right? And the reason we're doing this today, what up, Bass man? What's going on? The reason we're talking about this today, we're gonna be talking about Tory Lanez getting sentenced. We're gonna be talking about Henry Rhodes got sentenced today. We're gonna be talking about Neo and his trans comment and transitioning kids, and we're gonna be talking about, is women sports boring? Right? I want to start out by saying that black men don't learn how to fight while you're in a fight. I'm gonna say it again. Don't learn how to fight while you're in a fight, right? Um, I have a lot of different races of people that watch my YouTube channel, but today I don't know anybody's race today, but this is, targeted to black men. We know what black men have been through in this country and are still going through today. Not saying that these people and these young men that I'm going to talk about didn't cause these things to themselves, but this should just be a wake-up call what is going on. Also to a wake-up call to other things. Now, these situations, I think both of these young black men put themselves in this situation. And that's why I want to talk about it and tell other young black men that are watching what's going on to slow down, to be cautious, and to be patient. When it comes to Tory Lanez issue, I want to say, if you mess with whores, whores will always land you in a bad predicament. If you mess with whores, whores will always land you in a bad predicament. Why do I say that? So we'll talk about Tory Lanez. If y'all don't know, Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years. Do y'all think that sentence was excessive? When Tory Lanez got sentenced, do y'all think it was excessive? Let me know. So he got sentenced to 10 years today. My thoughts is I'm still don't know if he shot her or not. I know a jury said that they thought he did, and they, convicted him and they sentenced him yesterday, I think. And I have to say that I don't personally think he shot her. I think he's trying to stick to a code that black people have made of this no snitching stuff, because it's a lot of stuff going on in this case still. We still don't know what's going on. You had two friends that were lying a bunch in this case, said they didn't get to fighting, find out they did get to fighting. One of the dudes on the stand, Meg's hairstylist, said that he thought he seen a gun in Kelsey's bag. The driver never got a chance to say his statement. The eyewitness was all over the place. He said Kelsey shot the gun, then Tory shot the gun. Bullet fragments went missing in this case. They only tested the gun for one person's DNA. The gun wasn't registered to anybody in the car. Like, it was so many discrepancies in this case. So, like I said, if you think he did it, if you don't think he did it, it's fine. But do y'all think him getting 10 years was a just sentence. He's already served nearly a year. And I heard that he is currently engaged. I don't know why he didn't go and get married before he got sentenced, but he definitely should have, because he is a Canadian citizen. So that means he probably will get deported. And I don't know how that works. Y'all let me know if y'all know. Can you get married in jail, or is it certain jails that let you get married in? I don't know where he's going to be housed at, but does he have conjugal visits while he's in, in this prison? What do y'all think his lifestyle is going to be like? I personally think that when it comes to Tory's case and what was going on, him taking this to trial, if he wasn't going to say, get up on the stand and say, Kelsey shot Meg, I don't know how his defense was going to work. When you have two people in this case that said, hey, you shot this woman, I don't understand why he took this to trial if he was not going to take the stand and point somebody out. They always say people that's on trial should not take the stand. But if you watch Tory Lanez a lot, you could tell that, he has probably some acting background and stuff like that. And you have to be a great actor to take the stand if you're going to take the stand and you're the one that's on trial, right? So when me saying that, I just don't think it was wise for him to take it. Also, we have other cases like a Pop Smokes case, right? Where somebody kills someone and gets lesser time. We have someone we're going to talk about next, Henry Ruggs. He got sentenced today. He got sentenced 3 to 10 years, and he was drunk driving and actually killed a woman and a dog. And if y'all remember that video, it was horrific. It was a horrific video because you can hear um you can hear you can hear Trey, leave me alone. You can hear the woman in the background crying that she was being burnt up, and you can see that he was distraught and crying and sitting on the side of the road because he knew that his career was over. This is a person that was highly recruited coming out of Alabama, had great games, and just possibly ruined his life and NFL career. And I don't know how a team would probably pick him up later on because of what happened. But back to Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez did this. And like I said, when you are a black man in America and you're famous, do y'all think that they kind of threw the book at him with these 10 years? Do you think it was a just sentence? Because we can all, I think, pretty much agree that she wasn't directly shot in her foot. It might have been where he shot at the ground and some fragments might have, hit her or grazed her or whatever. But also, I'm gonna say this: that remember, the bullet fragments went missing and they were supposedly had taken out of her foot, right? We don't have no bullet fragments. We didn't see any bullet fragments or nothing. Bazman said Tory will be deported. I think Tory will be deported too. Do you think he'll have a chance to get married while he's in jail to become a citizen? That's the next question I want to know. Do y'all think he'll be able to get married? Because he is engaged. So, I just want to know, do y'all think that he will have a chance to get married before he gets deported so he could become a citizen? I don't know how that works because I think his son is over here too, and the son might be a U.S. citizen. So if he gets deported, what does that look like for his son? You going to take your son back to Canada too, or it's a lot of stuff you had to think about, and he should have thought about too. And like I said, Tory's situation became messy. If y'all don't know, I'm refreshing y'all memory, but Bazman said he won't get the chance. Or maybe he had to. Well, I don't know if they let you back in after you already been deported for something illegal to marry somebody and come back. But let's talk about how when you messing with whores, you always end up in a precarious situation, right? And what I mean by that is Tory was messing with two women that have been known to get around in the industry. You have one that's a rapper that's always talking about, her WAP and her wet cootie pop, and can't be a criminal with a can't be a citizen with a criminal record. Okay. So I don't know nothing about like the immigration laws of deportation and stuff like that. So that's why I'm asking. I'm, I need to read up more about it so I can, if I'm doing a podcast, I know what I'm talking about. But Tory is was messing with two whores, and from what I've heard and what a lot of people said, and they confirmed it, Tory was sleeping with Kelsey. That is the friend. And Kelsey had got sick. When she got sick, that's when he started messing with Meg because she had got COVID. This around the time of COVID, if y'all remember. And what happened was they all went to a Kylie Jenner party, and it came out that in the car that Tori was sleeping with Meg and Kelsey. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, but Meg told all them lies during Gayle King that she never slept with Tori, that she never got to fight. Come to find out on stand, she was lying, right? I don't even know after you have a Gayle King, like as an attorney, I think I could have beat that, even if Tori didn't take the stand. Because all I'm gonna do is show this Gayle King interview and then put that on the stand with what she says, and then be like, how can we trust anything that Megan has said on this stand? Because she said she didn't sleep with them and she didn't get to fight. And police reports show that they did get to fight. Eyewitness testimony showed that she got to fight with Kelsey, and they slept together. Everybody knows this. So that should just discredit her statement altogether, right? But then again, like I said, it's two people saying you did something. So you're going up against two women, a black man in California, and you ain't supposed to have a gun at all, right? And from what I hear, he didn't even have a criminal record. He had some run-ins with the law, but no criminal record. Like you might get arrested or something like that, but he had no criminal record, right? And so, how in the world do you get, in comparison to other trials and other cases, 10 years when, like I said, the killers of Pop Smoke got what I think 4 years? You got to think about that. Tory getting 10, and we got people out here like Henry Ruggs get 3 to 10. And I would say this: I think Henry Ruggs had more pull in his case than probably a Tory did. And we know location matters where you commit a crime too. Location matters. And California is a very liberal place, woman first place, liberation for women. It's a whore safe haven. So when you out here and the whores got the power and you messing with two whores, that what do you think is going to happen? Whores unite and they come together and they stick together because they don't want anybody to question their whoredom. So when you did this, you should have already known, bro, it was going to be bad. It was going to be horrible. It wasn't going to work out in your favor or none of that. You should have literally played out, because if you would have played out, you probably would have got less than 10 years. You probably could have ended up with 3. I know the only thing is you probably didn't want to get deported, but once again, you probably could have got married before being deported. And I don't know why you didn't get married and you was facing this trial to like your baby mama. Like that's a weird thing. Like you could have literally got married and been a citizen. So, like I said, you being deported, and I don't know how that works. I don't know if you can petition after you have a criminal record, to see if they'll allow you come back in, or once you get a record. Baz, man, is it once you get a record, that's it? Like it's no hopes of you coming back in here? Like that's what I need to know, because like I said, I think this whole case was a whole bunch of bull, and he probably get an appeal within I'd say he probably get an appeal in about 3 years. And the thing about it is, I think his sentencing was so strict and so heavy is because if y'all remember, they kept having these sentencing hearings, right? Because he went and hired the lawyer, Suge Knight's old lawyer, and they was questioning the judges if he was biased, saying that he wasn't getting a fair shake in trial. Some new evidence that came up and all of this stuff. So he was going at the DA's office and the prosecutors, and he was going at the judge and the people over the court system. And I'm like, bro, it is bad news for you to come out here and write this letter and be on recordings to release to these people when you still haven't been sentenced yet. Like I know that you thought that this was going to be a smart move to make the judge move, but this is a high profile case. The judge cannot seem incompetent when it comes to your case whatsoever. Other people have to come through his courtroom, and if he fumbles the ball with a Meg and Tory case, come on now, you already know how this was gonna go. And like I said, when it came to Meg doing this Gayle King interview, I honestly think she thought Tory was going to plead out, which most people thought he might have played out, because like I said, you have two whores pointing you out in trial. Now y'all might say, "Hey, you know that's messed up. You have a victim here, whoop de whoop." We ain't nobody taking away from the fact that Megan got shot, but we have to also be accountable to things that we do ourselves. Right? That night was filled with alcohol. Alcohol, you know, people it puts you in messed up situations. We cannot deny that, and reports and people around the industry have said that Megan was a mean drunk. Her stylist came out and said that in court. All of this stuff has been said about her. So we can't act like she wasn't the person that might have been the aggressor when it comes to everything. Especially when you find out that Meg had slept with another one of Kelsey's boyfriends behind her back, and that was an issue too. So she has a thing of sleeping with her friends' boyfriends behind their back. This is horror culture. And people like to say, well, did gangster music influence boys to do X, Y, and Z? Yes, it does. It definitely does. But now we don't even have gangster music like that anymore. Like drill music, I don't even know any popular drill artists right now. Most of the people that are still popular are like swag artists and drip artists, Lil Uzi Vert, Travis, Scott, um, Gunna, like those artists are the big artists right now. Drake, like you don't have a lot of artists that are just talking about gangster stuff. Like even Future, he ain't really talking about shoot 'em up, bang bang type stuff. It's more so you know, you fucking on the bitches, you know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, when it comes to horror culture, it is not good and it deteriorates society. And people don't like to admit what you do with your body sexually, a lot of times dictate what you will do outside of the bedroom. If you are lackadaisical with your body, you don't take care of your body, you don't see your body as a temple, and you let people enter it, man or woman, you just defile your body. It lets you know how they feel about themselves. Because how do you find this many people to give yourself to? Now, granted, men are a little different when it comes to sex. Well, a lot different when it comes to sex than women, because the woman has always been cherished as the temple. And when it comes to entering certain temples, you have to be presented a certain type of way to enter those temples. But now anybody can enter the temple. The lame niggas is getting coochie now. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody's getting pussy. They throwing pussy out like a New Orleans Mardi Gras parade. Like they're just throwing bees off the damn float. You know what I'm saying? They're just giving pussy away like that now. So it's weird. It's been a weird time. The access to vagina is so easy now. You can get on the internet now, and if you're a virgin, you can find somebody to sell you some cootie pop. You can find somebody to sell you some cootie pop right now. This is how bad this is, because honestly, coochie makes men want to work hard to become better men. But when it's easily obtainable, a lot of times that's why you have a lot of bums. Like there's a girl on TikTok. She literally kept feeding this homeless man, brought him into her house, cleaned him up, and got pregnant by the homeless man. And I don't know what happened to the end of the story. This is what I'm saying, fellas. Women are out here with the mindset that they want to be equal with men, but they don't want the responsibility of being equal. I always remember that. They want to be equal with men, but they don't want the responsibility of being equal with a man. Now, like I said, I think Tory Lanez got himself in this situation from start to finish. From the beginning of messing with two friends and thinking that you play and thinking that you cool. We all know that's never going to end good for anybody. That's never going to end good for anybody. If I decide to sleep with one of my chicks I'm smashing, best friend or home girls, or run through the whole clique, that's not going to end well. He's old enough to know this is a 30 some odd year old man at the time when this happened. He should know this is not going to end well when this happens. We have to do better as men on having great Peter Wacker discipline and how we move when it comes to women. It's okay if you it's okay to deny women. It's okay to deny women. And actually that'll make a woman want you more. Also, if Tory picked up a gun in hopes of scaring people or making the two women stop fighting, that was dumb as well, if that happened. Because, like I said, the eyewitness testimony said Kelsey was shooting first. So obviously Kelsey got the gun first. And that will make you at question, like I said, why they didn't test anybody else DNA on that gun. Because remember, the gun wasn't registered to anybody. Like I said, I'm finna read this story right quick. Let me show y'all real quick. Hold on. So this is the story we about to read. I hope y'all can see it out there. It's a Tory Lanez sentenced to 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Canadian rapper Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison after he was found guilty of shooting hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion in the foot after the pair left a Los Angeles house party in 2020. The hearing began Monday and wrapped up Tuesday, hearing a high-profile case in which Megan, 28, was subjected to the prosecutors called repeated and grotesque attacks. It casts a spotlight on the scrutiny Black women face when they report abuse. Oh my God. See, like I told y'all, they're in California, and it's a buzzword to say Black women aren't protected. It's a buzzword to say Black women aren't protected. Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, shot Megan, the 3-time Grammy winner whose legal name is Megan Pete, after a party at the Hollywood Hills home of reality star and makeup mogul Kylie Jenner on July 12, 2020. A jury convicted Lanez, 31, who pled not guilty of 3 felony count charges in December: assault with a semi-automatic weapon, carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. Wearing an orange jumpsuit, Lanez addressed the court before the judge handed down his sentence. He apologized for his actions and said he took full responsibility for the 2020 shooting. If I could change it, I would, but I can't, he said. Everything I did that night, I take full responsibility, he added. I truly am just trying to be a better person. Lanez looked surprised but remained quiet after the sentence was announced. The mother of his son burst out into tears as she was led out of the courtroom. This is what I'm saying. The mother of your child was there. Why didn't you go and get married to her? Why? And he has a 6-year-old son, so that means when he gets out, if he does 8 years of that sentence, he done 1. Let's say he do 7 years, his son will be what? 13? 14? Matthew Berhoma, a member of the Lanez legal team, said appeals for both the sentence and the conviction are planned. The team will also file a bail when it appeals the sentence. In handing down his sentence, Los Angeles Superior Court Judge David Hereford said it was difficult to reconcile. The doting father and committed philanthropist, many described with the person who fired a gun 5 times at Megan. Sometimes good people do bad things, Hartford said. Actions have consequences, and there are no winners in this case. Deputy District Attorney Alex Bott said Lanez called Megan a liar, intimidated her, and harassed her. Not only did the defendant do the heinous act of shooting her, he then subjected her to 2.5 years of hell, Bott said after sentencing. Oh. What you said? A better person with a registered gun makes no sense. Makes no sense. Why did hold on, an unregistered gun? They don't know who gun it was. They just pinned it on him. The gun was unregistered. But they said, I forgot what legal terms that they use, but they said since it was found under his seat, they can just say it was associated with him. That's what they're saying. But I don't know how people got out of the car, but if he got out of the car last or first, it depends on if somebody else had the gun, who somebody could have slid it up under the seat. So all of this case, like I said, this whole case is so wishy-washy. When, and like I said, the bodyguard shows up last day of the trial, and then, like I told everybody, I think it was stupid for him to not let his bodyguard get on the stand if his bodyguard was going to be his witness when you got two witnesses against you. But it was right before Christmas, and everybody was ready to go home. And they said since Christmas was going to come up, they was going to let everybody out. And I guess they didn't want to keep the case going on longer than that. Very dumb. All of that was so stupid. But, that's his legal team. I could have represented Tory Lanez way better than that. I'm sure of it. I guarantee y'all. I guarantee I could have defended him better than that. He did have his DNA tested. It was inconclusive. The DNA test was inconclusive. And the crazy part about the DNA test being inconclusive, they found gunpowder residue on him, but they also found gunpowder residue on her friend who she fought that night. And they had an eyewitness that said that he seen both of them shoot the gun that night. So that's where this case gets a little murky, because the same things y'all are convicting Tory Lanez on is the same exact thing you can convict a friend on without Tory Lanez actually fighting. Like, these women literally got to fighting before she was shot, but y'all saying Tory Lanez the one that shot the gun when he wasn't in a fight. So then the question is, why would he have to pull a gun out on two women when he was not even fighting them? That's the question you got to ask. But like I said, nobody asks real questions like that. And people said, oh, Meg Thee Stallion was talking about his career. Like, what does my career have to do with anything when I'm smashing both of y'all? I'm smashed. Like, if my career was so bad, why is you up here giving me this cootie pop behind your friend back? If I'm so lame and don't nobody know me, why are you smashing me? That's the question you got to ask yourself. If I'm lame, my only hit is because I'm with Jack Harlow. Why are you smashing me? Yep. Now he got 10 years. Crazy. Oh, let's go to Henry Ruggs, guys. If y'all don't know who Henry Ruggs is, Henry Ruggs was an Alabama football star. Let me see. Maybe they're gonna tell it in an article. I can't play TMZ articles on here because let's see. It's a Henry Ruggs sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison for a DUI crash. These guys get all of this money just to throw it away on something so dumb. Like, this guy was driving his car, they said was 150 something miles an hour or something, some crazy 130. Maybe they're gonna say it in this article. I ain't read it all the way through. But some crazy in the neighborhood where the speed limit is like 40 miles an hour. So it was a ridiculous amount, leaving the club drunk, right? The thing is, why don't y'all have designated drivers when y'all leaving the club? You're not the first football player to kill somebody in a DUI crash, too. Don't they have people like following y'all around too? Because I don't even know if maybe he had 1 year in the league. Maybe he was 1 year in the league when this happened. It's a 10:32 a.m. Henry Ruggs attorney David Chisnoff and Richard Schoenfield just released a statement following Wednesday morning's hearing, promising that when the former football player is released from prison, he will return to making positive contributions to the community. I'm telling y'all, bro, if y'all would have heard that lady crying while she was being burnt up in that car, it was sad. And then he was sitting on the sidewalk. You could clearly tell he was drunk and he was crying. I'm like, oh my God, this is hard. This is hard to watch. Yeah. Is you telling me that's how fast he was driving, or you asking, or are you asking me? It says Ruggs has accepted responsibility for his actions, entered a guilty plea, and now sentenced by the court. The lawyer said in court today, Mr. Ruggs expressed his sincere sadness for his loss of Miss Tinter and the impact that it has had on her loved ones. They added that Ruggs is prepared to serve his prison sentence. Former NFL star Henry Ruggs has been sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison over the 2021 crash that resulted in the death of 23-year-old Tina Tinter and her dog. Y'all know why people don't play by their dogs too. The ex-Raiders wide receiver, that was a joke. The ex-Raiders wide receiver learned his fate just minutes ago inside the packed Las Vegas courtroom. Ruggs, 24 years old, showed up to Wednesday morning proceeding in a Navy suit and tie and issued an apology to Tinter's family right at the outset of the hearing. To the parents of the family, Ms. Tinter, I sincerely apologize for the pain and suffering my actions the morning of November 2nd, 2021 have caused you, your family, and those who knew Miss Tina and Max, he said. I want to ask y'all something. They say we have a right to a speedy and fair trial, but it seems all of these trials take 2 to 5 years to be completed. Do y'all think that's a speedy and fair trial? Speedy and fair? Not at all. I let my family, my teammates, and those who believed in me down with my actions and hurt so many, he added, that there was no excuse for his actions. The statement from Tinter's family was also read inside the courtroom before the judge made the ruling. Ruggs was then immediately remanded into custody. Let's see if this is the video. Let's see if we can.
Who doesn't love a good weekender bag? I love a good weekender bag too. Yes. Yeah, there's somebody in the car.
Can we get help? Can you please?
They're coming right now.
He is not unconscious. Hey, look at me. Look at my kids, okay? Look at my kids, okay? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Hey, look, he pressed the right. You need help ASAP, bro.
Look. You see me? You see me? Can you please get help? He's not unconscious, dying, please.
They're coming.
This is sad to watch. Hard to watch. And the sad part about it, his girlfriend was in the car with him too. She could have died too. But all 4 people could have died. 3 people and dog could have died that night.
It's their fault.
That was sad. Very sad to watch. All over a continent. all over a drunken night. The person with the world in front of them. Oh, don't start now, computer. It's free trying to freeze up on me, y'all. Dang. Dang, this is crazy. Ruggs was initially facing more than 50 years behind bars in the case that the authorities accused him of drunkenly slamming his Corvette into the back of Tinter's RAV4 in Vegas, killing her and her golden retriever. But the former football player reached a deal with prosecutors back in May, agreeing to plead guilty to one felony count of DUI resulting in death and one misdemeanor of count of vehicular manslaughter in exchange for prison sentence that would not exceed 3 to 10 years. So I guess they don't know the full extent of what he's going to be sentenced. Dang. Ruggs, who will now be eligible for parole following his third year in prison. Oh, so he eligible for parole now? Hold on. Ruggs will now be eligible for parole following his third year in prison. Was picked by the Raiders in the first round in the 2020 draft and had started 19 games in his 2 seasons with the team. The Or released the following accident. Released him following the accident. Let me see how fast he was driving when it came up. Let me see. I got people telling me to call them. I'm tripping. Let me tell y'all how fast. Dang, it was more than what I said. It says Henry Ruggs, the former Las Vegas Raider player charged in a deadly 2021 car crash, pled guilty on Wednesday to driving while intoxicated at speeds up to 156 miles per hour before causing a fatal collision. This is crazy. You driving 156 miles an hour before you killed that lady, and you was drunk. Yeah, 156 miles an hour is dumb, and this is why I'm doing this right now. This stream right now, because our decisions can land us in a world of hurt. Just like that, a split decision. Thinking that you can drive intoxicating is one of the dumbest things ever. And they have whole movements out here against drunk drivers. What is it called? MAD. I think it's Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. They have whole movements out here because people kill people a lot because of drunk driving. I was reading a story of an Asian guy, right? Drunk in California. And I don't know why this person would be drunk at 12 o'clock. Said he was speeding, come around a curb, flying, killed 6 people that was at a bus stop with his car. 6 in California, drunk driving in the middle of the day. This is scary and sad that we have people out here that think they need to have a drink before they get behind the wheel. And what happens is people have this thing, and I don't know why we do this. When we get grace or we are able to complete something that we're not supposed to do, it makes us feel invincible as if we can do it again. Yeah, you didn't get caught the first time doing that illegal U-turn. That doesn't mean you won't get caught again. You didn't get caught the first time, drunk driving, but that doesn't mean you won't get caught the next time you do it. You didn't kill nobody the first time or yourself the first time you know, did whatever, God knows what, but that doesn't mean you won't get caught the next time. This is how sad a lot of this stuff is that we're doing as people. And that's why my board says I hate humans. Because I'm starting to learn more and more that people are dumb as fuck. People are dumb as fuck. Most of the things that we do in life is so self-inflicted that it's ridiculous. Emotionally, just think about people and women that are cutters that cut themselves and call that a place of refuge. You have people that literally cut themselves and call that a place of refuge. You have people that have low self-esteem. You have people that eat themselves into a bliss. Like when you watch My 600-Pound Lifestyle, and then you see these people having to go to psychiatric evaluations to see why would you eat yourself to you 600 pounds plus, 500 pounds plus. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? You don't feel like you don't see yourself getting out of breath every time you take 3 steps. You don't think it's an issue that you got to roll over out the bed and let somebody else come wipe your ass when you take a shit. You don't think it's weird that you have to take baths while you're in the bed. Like they have a specified location to take baths, but you're in your bedroom literally taking a whole bath. That's what we call it, a whole bath. Henry Ruggs, sad part about it is he's famous. And to be honest, him being famous and people knowing who he is the reason that he probably got a lighter sentence. And this is why I did these cases back to back. He would get 3 to 10 years, and a person actually died. And I would say burning to death is probably worse than being shot to death. What do y'all think? Do y'all think being burnt to death is worse than being shot to death? And that's why I reviewed the Tory case before this. Y'all seen that video? All because of alcohol. And I don't want to get here and seem like I'm on my high horse, like I haven't, drunk driven before. Because I have. And I would tell y'all that was stupid too. Because I could have did the same exact thing. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me answer this call. What up, bro? Hello. Oh, hello. My bad. But yeah, but burning to death, Baz Man said it. Burning to death is definitely the worst thing. But like I said, also we got to take into account, we got to take into account, Ruggs did plead out too. Ruggs did plead out. And both of these black men were sentenced today by making dumb decisions in life, split second decisions, all alcohol induced. First, we reviewed Tory case, then we reviewed this case, and all of them have a common thing of being drunk. I don't want to be the guy that has to preach and tell people how to live their lives, but it's like a revolving door at this point. People continue to do the same things over and over and over. I think we have a glutton for pain. Most people don't love themselves. Most people do not love themselves. Most people don't know how to take care of themselves. Most people don't know how to eat correctly. Most people don't even know how to dress themselves correctly. Why you think y'all see so many women out here with their ass out and then get upset when people catcall them? Just think about that. How do you love yourself and you can be half naked with your ass out, and then you get upset with people catcalling you, and then you tell people they should address you in a certain way. I grew up, I'm from an era where you grow up and you dress for the job, right? Or you dress for how you want people to talk to you, or you dress for how you want to be represented. If you're wearing clothing, the same kind of clothing as women that's on Figueroa Street in California. If you don't know what Figueroa Street is, it's a place where women sell cootie pop and they walk up and down in the same attire that a lot of y'all wear to the clubs. And then you get upset that men catcall you because you're out here dressed as a whore. Same thing with men. You have to be presentable. If being a gangster was wearing, back in the day when I was growing up, the tall tees, sagging pants, do-rags and stuff like that, if that was the attire of people that look like gangsters, you don't think people would be the old white lady clutching her purse when you walk by? Some people like to argue, oh, that's just the culture, that's just how he is. But at the same time, I grew up with guys that wore baggy jeans because they like to steal out the store. They will put rubber bands at the bottom of their pants, and they will put them inside. Well, they wore rubber bands for two reasons. They wore rubber bands because if you had some brand new Air Force Ones and you had some brand new jeans, you didn't want your jeans rubbing your Air Force Ones because it was going to leave a jean mark on your Air Force Ones. And also, they wore the rubber bands so when they walk into the store, they would throw stuff into their jeans because you wore them big ass jeans, and you didn't want stuff falling out the bottom of your jeans. Like I said, you dress for how you want to be represented, talk to, approach. Hell, you can't even go see the president if you're not dressed a certain type of way. Like I said, people nowadays don't believe in time and place, common courtesy, decorum. Sad reality. This is Henry Ruggs again, guys. Had his whole life ahead of him. 24 years old, a top recruit, first round draft pick in 2022. Was playing great for the Raiders. All ended on one drunken night. I'm going to say this again like I started. Don't learn how to fight while you're in a fight. This is your only life. Don't fuck it up. Don't learn how to fight while you're in a fight. This is your fight. This is your life. Don't fuck it up. You can do whatever you want to do in this. That's your skill to do. I can't say you can do whatever you want to do because that's leading people down the wrong road. Some people think they can fucking fly and be men, and they're women, or women and be men, or transition kids, and it's weird. We're living in a weird time, but that leads me to my next point. Let's talk about Neo. We want to talk about Neo. The reason we're talking about Neo is because Neo has come under fire because of his comments about kids transitioning. And he does not believe children should transition. I will have to agree with Neo. I don't believe in kids transitioning. We need a lot more men to stand up and to be brave about the things that's going on in society. And what people don't like to admit is society is after our kids. One of the most notable Bible scriptures that I remember all the time: raise a child up in the way that it should go, that it may never depart from it. That's why you get children early. So when you teach them and indoctrinate them on certain things, they can perpetuate that for years and years and years and teach their children and children and children. And it's generational at that point. That's why they don't want to let a lot of racist stuff die. That's why they don't. That's why they want to keep teach CRT. And people are wondering why they're trying to get rid of CRT. Well, like I told y'all in my last podcast, a lot of these people are trying to keep racism going because racism is $1 billion industry. And that's a conversation that y'all want to talk about, or y'all want to see my last video. Go look at my riverboat brawl that I got on my channel. It's $1 billion industry. But let's see what Neo had to say. Let's see what Neo had to say, y'all. Hold on. Y'all make sure y'all like the video if y'all rocking with me tonight. Like the video. I really appreciate it. Let's see what Neo had to say. Oh boy. Like the video and share it for me. Share it for me. I'm trying to grow my channel. So it says Neo questions best practice care for transgender youth. I don't understand is what he said in his quotations. When did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make life-changing decisions for themselves? The singer said. And I agree. I don't understand. I don't even understand. At this point, we should just get rid of parents. Like, parenting is out the window, and they make it so hard for you to parent nowadays. You can't whoop your children. I think some children need whoopings. They do. Some you could talk to your child, and children are going to push it more than adults because they're children. They have to. They're going to push the boundaries, and they have to know that there are certain consequences for continuing to doing stuff. Neo shared his thoughts on how to parent transgender children and questioned minors' rights to receive gender affirming care in new interview. The singer, a dad of 7 children, spoke to several minutes on the topic during a conversation with Gloria Velez for Vlad TV. Neo prefaced what he was about to say with, I have no issue with the LBG. I have no problem with nobody. You love who you love. You do what you do. It's sad we get to the point now that you got to preface what you're going to say about that community so nobody won't fucking cancel you. That community is fucking bullies. And we don't like to admit it. They bully you into liking their lifestyle as if they not around here prancing around when Pride Month come on and they have pride parades and they're just shaking their dinglings and stuff, and kids out there and they twerking, and you see titties and pussy and all of this, and we try to act like these people ain't sick and trying to get with your kids. And now we can't even call them pedophiles no more. They want to be referred to as minor attracted adults. Like what? And y'all be going for this. Y'all parents are going for this. I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, said Neo. And there was 2 genders, and that's just how I rock. You could identify as a goldfish if you feel like. I don't care. That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not going to call you a goldfish, but if you want to be a goldfish, you go be a goldfish. We live in a weird time, man. We do. And see, that's the question that I always ask. If someone is delusional and you go along with the delusional, are you delusional as well? Are you sick as well? Are you mentally ill as well? If you call little Johnny little Sarah and you see this clearly as little Johnny and you go along with calling them little Johnny, are you crazy too? Because we can't act like a lot of these people ain't mentally ill. And I seen somebody argue when it comes to gender affirming care and medicine and transitioning. They said this: if these people are sick, you give other people that are sick the type of medicine and surgeries they need. If you call them sick. So if the cure for them to not be sick anymore would be them cutting off their Peter whackers and putting on a cootie pop, don't you think you should give it to them? What about hormone replacement therapy? Don't you think you should give them that if you call these people sick? But this is the other side of that. The people that are psychologists and psychiatrists, that talk to these people can't actually give them the help that they need in fear of being counseled as well. So when you talk about medicine and help, y'all don't want the actual help, the psychological aspect of it. Y'all just want to be told, y'all just want people to let y'all do what y'all want to do. And y'all don't want anybody to question the things that you do. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Later in that chat, he added, I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is. If your little boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, and you just let him, excuse me, you just let him rock with that. He's 5. If you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that. When did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make life-changing decisions for themselves? When did that happen? I don't understand. He can't drive a car yet, but he can decide his sex, asked Neo, referring to a child who identifies that their gender is different from the sex they were assigned at birth. A misinformed Valez replied, he can cut off his pee-pee. This is sick. I can't take credit for it, Neo said towards the end of the interview clip, but I heard somebody say one time, if your son comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, you ask your son, what is a girl? What is he going to do? He might want to play with dolls. All right, you want to play? Oh, where did it go? If you want to play with dolls, but you're a boy playing with dolls. I want to wear pink, cool, wear pink, but you're a boy wearing pink. All of this sounds logical to me. All of that sounded very logical. It didn't sound malicious. It didn't sound hateful. It didn't sound like that was hate speech or it was going to harm anybody because he had a difference of opinion. And now we get to the point where people have an opinion is the issue. You cannot have an opinion in 2023. Especially when it comes to this trans issue. I don't know how you make this bigger. Oh man, hold on, y'all. I don't know what just happened. It didn't do what I wanted to do. Hold on, let me see if I can go to his page real quick and see if I can make it larger. No, it didn't get larger. Well, let me just play it.
Once, this is Neo. All right, listen. I normally don't give too much of a damn about what y'all think about what I do, what y'all have to say about what I say, whatever. I normally don't care because, like I said, opinions ain't special. Everybody got one. However, this is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls. Okay, that's my reality. Now,
the hell?
If my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention.
He shouldn't even apologize for that because people always get offended. If I say something and it offends you, we can have a very good conversation about it. I'm easy and pleasant to deal with, and I'm able to articulate the way that I feel in an educated manner. So if you're offended, you just want to be offended. And I've come to the realization more people like to live their life offended than not.
Intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely entitled to feel how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel. I ain't asked nobody to follow me. I ain't asked nobody to agree with me. I was asked a question and I answered the damn question. Okay. I have no beef with the LGBTQIA plus community whatsoever. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, Somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel. I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt that there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's going to tell me that's going to make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that. That's just period, point blank, and that's how I feel. If I get canceled for this, then you know what? Maybe this is a world where they don't need a Neo no more, all right? And I got no problem with that. I'm a hustler, all right? I'll figure it out. I got kids to raise, and I'm going to do that regardless. So with that being said, y'all have a good day. I love everybody. Live how you want to live, love how you want to love, but your opinion is yours. Speak your opinion as much as you damn well feel like it. Because as I said, they're not important, they're not special. Everybody got one, and you're entitled to it. I'm entitled to mine, all right? Y'all feel how y'all want to feel. Have a great day. It's Neo. Peace and love.
So him saying that is refreshing, I have to say, because a lot of times these entertainers seem like they have a hand up their ass and someone is controlling their mind in the things that they say and the things that they do. So when you see someone like a Neo, who's a big entertainer, speak against something that we know is a agenda that they are trying to push on our children, it's amazing and a breath of fresh air. I would like to say this too. I'm glad he spoke up and said that if the world, if this ain't a place where I can basically speak up, the world don't need a Neo, right? The world does not need a Neo. So that's basically saying like, fuck y'all. And I think a lot more men need to get to the point where they're saying that when it comes to our children and when it comes to our society, when it comes to our community, because men have been beat down and berated so long now, men are so scared and docile to speak up on issues like that in fear of being counseled and doxxed, losing your job. And it's so crazy that they have indoctrinated people so much that how is this trans population so small and got so much power? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Why do everyday people that get up and go to work have an issue with you saying something about trans, especially something like Neo, in the manner that he said it that wasn't disrespectful, got an issue with you going to work with them because they calling you transphobic, when in fact they say most people don't even care enough about trans issues because they have their day-to-day life activities to do. It was a point in time being gay was actually something that rich people did because you had to go and work and do all this other stuff. So you couldn't focus on people's sexuality like that or politics like that because you were too focused on feeding a family. Now we've gotten to the time where people are on the internet, they're outraged about everything. And then when you say something that goes against how they feel or what they've been programmed to think, now that's an issue. We have a lot of time on our hands. And it started with that damn bathroom. They've been trying to do this, but I noticed we had a lot of time on our hands when that fucking bathroom issue came up. How hard is it to go to the bathroom? All you do in the bathroom is piss and shit. Somebody else used what I said in the reverse and said, well, if all you do is piss and shit, what is it? Why is there an issue with a man going into the woman's restroom? Well, dumbass. Well, what if someone was to portray that they are a woman to go into the girls' restroom to be close to the women? Do y'all remember that time? Do y'all remember the time where they had cameras they were finding on toilets in the women's restroom? They had a whole era, early like 2000s, mid 2000s, they were finding cameras on toilet seats because it was perverted men out there trying to see women pee in their coochies. There was a whole thing of I think it was called underskirting or something like that, where perverted men will be walking behind women and put phones up their skirts and stuff like that and record them. That's why it's an issue. If you just go into the bathroom and piss and shit, just go to the bathroom and piss and shit into the bathroom that you're assigned to. Now, if you are a trans person, and this one, a lot of people might disagree with me, but if you're a trans person and you had your Peter Wacker cut off or you got a Peter Wacker put on and you want to go to the restroom, if you look passing enough, I don't think anyone's going to complain about you if you are a man going to the woman's restroom if you are a good looking or passing trans woman. Nobody's going to say anything. If you look like the typical woman going to the restroom, how will we know? We wouldn't know. So you could just go to the bathroom and use it. But like I said, y'all got to go out here and be social justice warriors and hear me roar and picket fence and put it in people's face every chance y'all get. And this goes back to my point with racism. Integration was bad because now you force yourself on people that don't want to be around you. And what do you think is going to happen? Now, if you wanted to integrate, do it naturally, but don't force yourself or force your ideologies on me and make me have to deal with it. Because now I build up resentment over time when you pushing this and pushing this and pushing this. And what happens? People implode or explode. That's just how life works. Because now you're impeding on my space. You're impeding on my morality. You're impeding on how I think and my day-to-day life. You're impeding on my religion, if you believe it or you don't. This is why this whole trans stuff is weird. It's very, very weird to say the least. But I understand. I'm going to tell y'all what I do understand. I understand why they trying to put trans women in women's sports. I understand why they're trying to put trans women in women's sports. Y'all want to know why? I'm finna tell y'all why right now. I'm finna show y'all. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Oh, my bad. I hit the wrong thing. I'm finna show y'all why. Right. Y'all, can y'all hear me? Y'all like the video if y'all watching too. Can y'all hear me out there? Put a 1 in the comments. You can hear me. But let me show this. Let me do this. Put a 1 in the comments if y'all can hear me. But this is why I say I understand why they putting trans. I think I could do this with TikTok. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so like I was saying. Okay, cool. I understand why they trying to put trans women into women's sports. Because women's sport is boring. A women's sports is boring. It's where women are out here with their whole ass out to draw attention. Let's be real. I understand the logic of it. Men like sports and men like bitches, right? So you put them together and you think, oh, this is gonna draw a big crowd. You know what we should do? Make them half naked. But let's be honest. I don't want that. When I see a half naked woman, her dribbling the basketball is the last thing I want to see her do. I want to see her, get on that glizzy, twerking, or something like. I don't want to see her playing that. I don't want to watch the female lingerie football league. Like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch the WNBA with the women that look like men. I don't want to watch that. Bad mess her whole ass. Like, I don't want to watch that at all. This is weird. Like, the stuff that we're doing in our society, is getting weirder and weirder by the day. It's getting weirder and weirder by the day. Like, these people are literally out here playing basketball half naked. You know what? But this is some real stuff though. I know what might be good if they made the men if they made the men wear extra tight pants to like show their dick prints, because you know a lot of women do be at the basketball game, but I don't know if that'll turn the men off. Men might be like, no, you know, I'm not watching this shit. I want to see dicks all day. I don't know. I was just a thought. I was trying to use the same concept, but I doubt that'll work in the men's sports. This makes perfect sense. And then with basketball, the women are already using a smaller basketball when it comes to women's sports, right? The 3-point line is shorter than the male 3-point line. I don't understand why they haven't lowered the goal yet. That's why the WNBA is boring. That's why it's a subsidized league from the NBA, and they haven't. I don't think they have made a profit since its inception. The WNBA is on welfare, literally, and we always complain about hoes being on welfare. Y'all always say men don't like to take care of their kids. Well, the NBA is taking care of this kid, the WNBA. This is ridiculous. I just keep playing. I'm just gonna let it keep playing. And y'all tell me when y'all think this is appropriate. And then y'all get these women with all these weird looking ass, these BBLs, and it's not attractive. And the woman with the ball right now, that's probably a natural ass, but it's shaped funny. She got a long ass. I told y'all, poor culture is running rampant right now. Poor culture is running rampant. It's at an all-time high. And women are just feeding into it to the point they don't know that they're just being used. It's been to the point where women don't understand we are honestly, we have a lot of men that's speaking out against whore culture because we know that when whore culture gets so rampant, it deteriorates a society. You can look at a lot of fallen kingdoms when they become extra sexually liberated. Even in your Bible, it's Sodom and Gomorrah. Long ass. Even in your Bible, when you talk about Sodom and Gomorrah and the sexual improprieties and the immoral behavior they were doing, and the guy had to kill that city. We know this, but men also like the women being whores because it leads to us having a lot more sex. That's what happens. This is not good for society. Number 16 look like fake turkey. They should have put the camera behind somebody else with a nicer ass, a more better looking ass. But at least it's natural. At least it's natural. Because like I said, women's sports is boring. It's very boring. And nobody likes to admit that they need to lower the goals in the WNBA because we don't want to see bitches doing layups all the time. I want to see, man, if women start dunking on each other, that would be amazing. That would be great. That would be great. Like, I think they have a total of 10 dunks a year in the WNBA. 10. That shit sucks. And then the reason the WNBA don't make no money, I'm just gonna be real with y'all, is because it look like it's a bunch of I don't know how to say the word, but it's a bunch of lesbians out there that look like men. If y'all look like the men, why would I go to the better league and watch them play? Hey, you know what, Bass man? I ain't gonna lie. I do like women MMA and boxing. That's probably the only sport in volleyball. I like volleyball because it's some great for women in volleyball. I like gymnastics. I do like gymnastics as well. sexy women in gymnastics, their body is nice. But it is amazing to see what they can do with their body, the flips, the turns, and stuff like that. Gymnastics is one woman's sport. Oh, hold on. Gymnastics, volleyball. I like softball because of the tight pants. Like I said, the concept of like the lingerie league when it comes to sports is a good concept, but it's better when y'all wear the appropriate attire and I can still see that ass poking out them, them white softball pants and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's still cool. That's what I like. That's what I like about it. You're giving the sport, you're showing reverence for the sport and the love of the game still. You know what I'm saying? You're not defiling it because now when I look at this woman with this weird ass running up and down this court, I'm just like, damn, she's defiling the game. It's indicative of our society right now. Y'all just pouring it up more and more, more and more. I want to tell you guys, thank you. Damn, that nigga slapping on her ass. I want to tell you guys thank you tonight for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I'll make sure y'all hit that notification bell. We are about to get up out of here. I'm long overdue. I gotta go feed my wife and my kids. I want to tell y'all. I want to tell y'all that I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe out there. And remember, don't learn how to fight in a fight. You don't want to do that. Make sure that you are keeping your head on the swivel. You're taking your time. You're not moving too fast. And if you're going through a weird period in your life, a fucked up period in your life, don't compound the situation. I'm going to say this again. If you're going through a bad time in your life, do not compound the situation. A lot of y'all will do something thinking it's going to make the situation better. And sometimes when you're going through bad situations in your life, you have to sit through it. You have to fast. You have to pray. But I'm going to say this. The new normal